been like for you, I guess, with the unsettling part of it and knowing there's a tragedy back home in New Orleans and all that? What's that been like navigating through for you?
I mean, it's obviously a disaster going on, but for me, I mean, obviously we're blessed enough to be able to get out and have people coordinate things for us without us having too much worry. But just for personally, I mean, thankfully it's just me. None of my family's in New Orleans, so it's been pretty easy for me. But knowing what's going on back there and us not being able to be there and help is kind of unsettling. But we're doing what we can.
Amy Just, the advocate.
Yeah, what was like? Take us through, just how like Friday and Saturday where things were just so fluid and you were learning a lot of different things of whether you'd play a game, what time that would be, and where you were going.
I mean, it was pretty apparent that we wouldn't be playing. Obviously, when it comes to something like that, like weather, it doesn't make any sense, and really, it doesn't prove anything for us to try to combat, something that we can't control. So, obviously, for Arizona, they were able to turn around in the air and get back home, and then us, that's when our plan is started to try to get out of there. So, I mean, obviously, we made it happen, and now we're kind of just going along and planning as we go, because I mean, it kind of happened pretty abruptly.
Nick Underhill.
Just what are your impressions of Jameis just throughout camp, and what advantage do you guys have now that that's kind of done and you can settle in with one guy and start getting more comfortable with him under center?
Yeah, I've said it before. Jameis has talent, and now you give opportunity, and I think he'll be able to perform. He's getting better every day. He's trying to be the best he can. He works hard, and the dude works super hard. I don't think anybody talks about that enough. He's committed, and I mean, we're looking forward. We got a little downtime here, and then we'll get rolling next week. So,
Luke Johnson.
Hey, Alvin, just with everything going on, is it almost nice to have something to focus on with football? Just like being in meetings and having practices and stuff, does that kind of take your mind off some of this thing?
I mean, yeah, it does. We still have a job to do. It's sometimes tough to keep the focus on that when there's so much going on and so many people affected. But at the end of the day, we got a job to do. So it's just like it is. It kind of is what it is.
Jeff Nowak.
Hey, Alvin. So obviously you weren't, worried about your status on the roster, but going through cut down day yesterday, I think that's an emotional day for a lot of people, a lot of players on the team. What was that experience like, just seeing it happen in Dallas, just completely removed in this kind of bizarre situation y'all are in?
Yeah, that's a little different. I mean, the guys having to travel from New Orleans and, cut day obviously not being in the city you're playing in, but a whole different city. So that it kind of leaves guys in limbo, and it's tough. And it could be anybody. I don't know. I mean, I'm never really just sitting around like, yeah, I made the team. I don't got to do nothing. But I mean, for the guys trying to make the team, you cancel the preseason game, and then it kind of switches up the eval process for a lot of guys that are hoping to make some plays and get out there and try to put their best foot forward. It kind of switches it up for them, and then let alone not being in New Orleans but being in Dallas, and then having to coordinate getting to wherever you're gonna get to, and clearing waiver. I mean, there's so much going on and so many moving parts, so I couldn't even imagine.
Sean Fazan.
Hey, Alvin. What is the just overall morale of the team right now? Obviously, it's a tough situation to go through right before the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's good. I mean, it is what it is. It comes with the job, obviously. It doesn't. Nothing stops really. I mean, it's no time. Nothing really stops. So, nobody cares, honestly. Nobody cares about our situation. We just got to keep moving and find ways to to combat it and stay focused.
John DeShazier.
Alvin, you've seen Wes Callaway's growth as a player since he came into the NFL. Like, I guess we're getting a pretty good idea of what he can do as a player. What does he offer a team from a personality standpoint? He just seems to be one of those guys who's kind of full of life.
Yeah, I mean, I've been knowing Quez since she was a freshman at Tennessee, so I know what he has to offer. I mean, the dude is a good personality, a good teammate, great player. I mean, he got some juice to him, and he's likable. The guys want to be around him. And then, I mean, him having to step up and be in that receiver room and be a leader, I think it's great. I mean, dudes love him. I love him. That's my guy. So I'm looking forward to see him make some plays during the season.
Amy Just.
Yeah, Tony Jones making the initial 53-man roster. How excited are you for him, and what have you seen from him this training camp that maybe no one else can see?
I think everybody sees it. I mean, he's worked hard. I mean, that's a jump that a lot of players sometimes fail to make from year 1 to year 2. And Tony did a good job of understanding what he had to get better at, and going in the offseason working and then applying it to when he got to camp. So I mean, he worked, man. I'm proud of him, and I'm excited to see him play too. So happy for him making the roster.
Luke Johnson.
Hey, Alvin, we've heard a lot about Eric McCoy kind of taking on a bigger role with you just kind of diagnosing stuff with Drew not there. But just from your experience with him as a player, what do you think of him? Just like his football intelligence, football IQ, all that good stuff.
He's smart. Anytime you got a young player in that center, I mean, that's a big role to take on. I mean, I think there's a lot to learn and not just physically but mentally when you kind of put a young guy right there. And I mean, he's embraced it. He's done a lot of maturing, I think, even from year 1 to now. And I think he's ready for everything. I mean, he takes everything and just runs with it. If he doesn't know something or if he messes something up, it's a one-time thing. And, I mean, he hold it down. I think he's a great player. I mean, he's athletic, man. He just does things, and you watch him, you're like, man, like, you don't see you don't see a young player. You see a dude that just knows what to do and does his job well.
Nick Underhill.
With Jameis's arm and ability to stretch the field a little more, do you anticipate that making anything different about your job? Is there more opportunity with more space or anything like that?
I mean, it's definitely a weapon, and it's definitely something that we'll be able to utilize and open teams up, open defenses up. And I mean, whatever opportunity that brings for me, then I'm ready to seize and take advantage of it. So that's that for that.